think it's just about okay. And let's see. Fom, if you can hear me, can you tell me how was your Sunday? What did you do today? Did you do anything special? I can always check the chat response. Good, Tintin is here. Math class, okay, 9 o'clock. Basically spent the rest of the day at home for the SAT. Okay. Fom, I'm laughing about the SAT because America has two styles of tests, everybody. They have the SAT and the ACT. And the ACT is the American College Test. And I took the ACT and I did really well, but I was supposed to take the SAT on a Saturday afternoon. This is about 41 years ago. And I slept through the test on Saturday. I completely forgot about the test. So on Monday morning, I went to my high school counselor, Mrs. Billington, or Bullington was her name. And I said, oh, I missed the SAT. I feel so terrible. And she said, Brendan, did you check your ACT score? And I said, no. And so in my class of 500 students, she said, Brendan, you got the top social studies score. You can go to any college you want to. So don't worry about the SAT. I thought that was really funny. Okay. But please don't skip your test. Take all the tests you can, you guys, right? All right. Tintin, are you there? I think Ellis is going to come back because she was having some problems. How are you today, Tintin?
I'm fine.
Tintin, I
but
saw.
Kind of sick.
Oh, sick. Did you get like a throat or a cough or a fever?
Yeah, my throat is hurting almost the whole time.
Oh no. Did you get the COVID already?
No, no.
Maybe do a home test with COVID because it starts with a really sore throat. I mean, it's no big deal. Tintin, you got the vaccine, Wakashine injections.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be okay. But I got mine 2 years, no, 1 year and 3 months ago. I went back to Taiwan and I got it, COVID for the first time on the plane, but I had 4 vaccine injections, English vaccine, but in German, vaccine. And it was still pretty bad for about 3 days, but it started with this bad sore throat. If you've had your vaccines, if it is COVID, Tintin, you just get this really high fever for one night, and then you perspire a lot, schwitzen, and then you probably feel good in 1 or 2 days, if that's what it is. I don't know. All right. And we have Tron. Thank you for coming, Tron. Is Tron there? You can say hello, Tron, if it's working. It's Bao Quan Tron. All right. How are you today, Tron?
Not really good.
Not really good. What, do you have a cold or a sore throat?
It's really cold right now in the morning.
Oh, okay. Are you in a city in North Vietnam or somewhere else?
I'm in South.
Okay. And is it in the highlands or on the coast?
Like, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. Let me show you something on the Zoom. I use this expression in class, but you know, the Americans use different words for places in Vietnam, you guys. So as Americans, we say Central Highlands because Americans knew all those highlands of Vietnam had all these different ethnic groups. So when America was helping with aid development about 60 or 70 years ago, they called this region the Highlands region, Central Highlands of Vietnam. But I don't know if you guys actually call them you know, the highlands of Vietnam where it's colder. Beautiful place, by the way. I mean, that's the famous picture. This looks like an old volcano top. And then they have the fields go right up the mountain. But if we look on it on a map, I think maybe you have a different name in Vietnamese for this. So this is why I was asking. This is what we call the Central Highlands here. And so it's much colder there. Is it true you can actually have snow in the Central Highlands, Tron?
No,
Okay, someone said like, oh, we can sometimes get snow there, right? So here they are. You guys call them the Annam Highlands, right? Annam Highlands. But in English, we say Central Highlands here. The Central Highlands. I really want to visit those someday. They look so beautiful. The Central Highlands. Okay, you guys. Let's see. Tintin's here. Ruyoko's here. Fam is here. Tron is here. Let's start. If Ellis came back. All right, Ellis. Hey, Ellis, I put your homework in the folder and I want to take it out because I want to show everyone that everybody worked really hard on their homework. This is really good. This is your 3 paragraphs plus a good conclusion style here. And this is pretty good. Ellis, is your microphone okay? All right. Well, Ellis, let me quickly go through it because there's a lot of information here. It was in the previous year, social media has been a hit for users all over the world, containing features like face-to-face, like face-changing filters and the ability to comment on someone's post. Then I'll skip. This is your transition sentence here, Ellis. However, social media platforms themselves also come with negatives. This is really good, Ellis. Then you start here. The impact of social media is mostly damaging. So this connects really well to this. So congratulations, Ellis. That's wonderful. And then you give FOMO, fear of missing out, dopamine are your 2 main examples. Cyberbullying is number 3. So Ellis, this is already like almost a 2 to 3 page research paper. And then this is the other one. And then that's an excellent transition. And then maybe you could put a conclusion here and you would have a complete paper. Ellis, I'll tell you what, if you put a conclusion here at the bottom, you could give this as your final paper. The only thing I would say is put some sources where you got FOMO and cyberbullying. See if you can find like a source that mentions that online. That would be my advice to you. Okay. I'm hoping that Fook is here because Fook also did a really fine paper. If she comes later, then we'll take a look at her paper. Let me take a look here. Is it Pham or Fook who did this? Was Pham Yok. Oh, it is Pham Yok. Okay, Pham Yok. Pham Yok, would you like to take a look at your paper together? I have 2 papers that came up on Google Documents. So that is, let's see, we have On's paper. And then we have this one here and this one here, Pham. Pham, let's take a look at your paper, see how it went. So we'll do one more of these as an example. Okay. And so let me share the screen so you can see on Google Docs what she wrote about. Google Chrome. And there it is. Okay, Pham, if you're with, Fook, if you're with us, this is Fook, right? Or no, this is Pham. This is Pham. Min Yok, the entrance test. Okay, this is all the entrance test from before. But your main thing is, oh, I see you did your thing here. It's missing. Burning fossil fuels, climate change. I'm not sure which part of it is. All right, well, let's stop that. Sure, let me get another one. That's fine. And let's see, new messages. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, okay. On's paper. Is On here today? Let's see if On is here today. Fuang On Pham, but that isn't the same On, I don't think. Let me check. Maybe there's a problem with the microphone. Oh, that's me. Okay, Fuang On Pham. Thank you. Thank you. I'm laughing because it was a mystery to me. Now we know it's her paper. Yeah, I got the last names mixed up. So first names mixed up sometimes. Yeah. So on FOM, let me take a look. I'll read it if it's okay. It's really nice work. So I put this in a Microsoft Word. This is actually really good. I really like this one. So if you have problems on with the mic, let me read this one. Some people feel that the cost of space exploration is far too high for the benefits it brings, while others argue that space programs should continue no matter what the cost. Discuss both. And so what I said here is, besides the moreover here and this on the other hand, in brief, this is a really well-structured essay. So I almost want to tell the other students, if you can, please copy her style here. You can find the file in the Zalo right here, okay? Because this is really well done. Okay, yeah. Okay, you can share the screen. Thanks, Mom. That's really good. Okay. I don't know if I shared the screen though. Did I share the screen, you guys? Did you actually see Fam's paper? Sorry about that. I wasn't thinking if I shared the screen. One more time, you guys, just a second, because I don't think I actually shared that screen with Fam's paper. Let's see. Cost of space travel. I'll tell you what, Alice, are you there? Did your microphone start working?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Alice, would you like to read? Fam's having maybe problems with her microphone. Can you read this one for us? Because you like to read and you're a good reader. This will probably take about 3 minutes if you'd like to read.
Some people feel that the cost of space exploration is far too high for the benefits it brings, while others argues that space programmers should continue no matter what the cost. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. Advocate for aerospace science patronage claim that science exploration should continue regardless of the high cost given the long-term benefit it brings. To illustrate, technologies such as GPS and weather forecasting systems are only a fraction of innovation used in space research and that profits society. That is not to mention other inventions that are not immediately tangible, but they are expected to be invaluable to some progress of human civilization. Moreover, the benefits of space exploration can be likening to that of deep sea research as the research endeavor, the methodology contributes owing to both views, which is to say the knowledge gains had led to valuable technology advancement. Notable development in aquatic research include remotely operated vehicle and improved material to ensure a harsh environment. Thus, it is clear that even if cost of exploration is high, the benefits can outweigh them in the long run. On the other hand, people against space exploration argues that the exorbitant cost cannot be justified given the current problem that needed to solve on Earth. In the case of marginalized communities who face mountains of issues such as poverty, climate change, lack of access to education and healthcare. For example, few would value far-fetched space research over basic human needs. Even fewer would consider it necessary. In brief, although investing the aerospace science can be seen as instrumental in helping society advance technologically and culturally, I hold government should utilize utilize its budget in focusing more on pressing human demands and spend less on science as public welfare should be of top priority.
And then I wrote very good work on this. Yeah, it just flows together so smoothly, especially on the other hand, because this is where On begins to list some of the negative drawbacks. And I really like this paper because it made me start to really think about that. If you had like China versus Vietnam, both countries have highlands where there are villages that really need development, like fresh water, good housing, good education. Whereas China created this big space program. Vietnam hasn't done that yet. So Vietnam is focusing on development first, which I think is a better way to do it. And that's kind of what On is supporting here on the other hand. Develop your country first before you do a space program. That's why I thought it was a really wonderful paper. Great work on that On. Let's see, who do we have left? We are missing a student, one of our students. So Tintin's here, Ryoko is here, On is here, Tron is here, Ellis is here. Oh no, we lost somebody. Okay, I hope they come back. Are you guys ready for tonight's topic? Now this seems kind of confusing, but I think you guys can do this pretty well. It's lesson number 9, and it's going to be on how to create an outline. As I told you guys before, in college, I wasn't the best outline person. I would just jump right into my paper, and some of my teachers were strict. They said, they would say, oh, thanks, teacher. Yeah, thank you, On. I would jump right into my papers, and some of the teachers said, no, we want to see your outline. You have to give us an outline. You can't just jump into your paper and start doing research. Tell us what you're going to discuss. And this was very difficult for me, you guys, because it means you have to pre-plan for everything, right? So let me ask you questions. We can do this as like a quiz. So Alice, what do you call the opening comments in your research paper? It's kind of an easy question.
Oh,
I'll give you a little help. Intro.
section.
Nice. Very good, Alice. Let's go to Ryoko. Hey, Ryoko, after the introduction, you should provide a blah blah to show or demonstrate your research paper will address or discuss problems or issues previously discussed by other researchers. And I'll give you a hint. It's
subtopic sentence.
Well, it's part of the topic sentence, but do you see we did introduction? What are the next ones?
Literature review.
Yeah, and that's the one I taught in lesson 7. And so I'm going to take all this out. It's a literature review. Now, listen, in lesson 7, it was confusing, you guys. I'm sorry about that. But in the literature review, I actually used a piece of literature, which I was mixing the two things up. Literature review doesn't have to be a novel or a short story. It just means research that other people have done on a science topic or a history or geography topic, a space topic. It just means everything that's been written, you pick maybe 2, probably 3 sources are best. And then you discuss, well, Professor Smith did this, Professor Jones did this, Professor Tron did this. And so I'm going to talk about these things, right? So good, Ryoko, you got it. Very good. Now, this gets a little bit more challenging. Tintin, are you there?
Yes.
Tintin, would you like to challenge number 3?
In order to show your teachers or professors how you went about your research, you should state your wait, let me think.
Yeah, I can go up here to give you a little hint, right?
Method.
Yeah, very good, Tintin. Methods. It's like, how are you going to do this? Now, these are these 2 big words that I had to learn over and over again 5 years ago when I did my master's degree. You guys, it's good to learn this now. It's quantitative means you're using data like statistics, charts, surveys, responses. Qualitative is generally discussing things with people who are experts in the field, right? So you have people who really know history and they can debate history back and forth, and they use quantitative data, but quantitative data can be, you know that one? It can be much more difficult, right, Ryoko? Quantitative. Have you guys had to do quantitative analysis yet? It would be like saying, how much rain does South Vietnam get in July and August over 25 years? And you're trying to demonstrate that the rain has been much more because of climate change. So you have to show that on a bar graph that other researchers have done. Let me show you what that would be just quickly to describe this. Quantitative research sounds like such a big topic, you guys. So here, I'll put this on the share screen so you can actually watch me do this. So let me type into Google Images, right? I write, I love to use Google Images, by the way. So your teacher says, okay, can you prove to me that South Vietnam has gotten more rain? So I write bar graph South Vietnamese rainfall per year since 2000. And let's see if they give me a bar graph of how much rain has fallen. Yeah, there it is, you guys. It's for Saigon, or the old name for Ho Chi Minh City. And so South Vietnamese climate starts in the year 1979. Now, I just use that as an example, you guys, but if you look at this, it's remained almost the same. In fact, it's decreased. So maybe that's not a good example. Let's try this one. This one is how long, weather averages, monthly temp. This is temperature. But that's just for 1 year, you guys. You could use this for your quantitative, because you're trying to, quantitative just means how much, right? So you could use this as your graph. You could use this as your graph. And you can actually put your graph inside your research paper. You can copy this and cut and paste this into your research paper, right? So if I saw this, I could take this and then I say, I really like this. So I go back to my original paper here that I prepared for you guys. And let me say, I'm going to put it down here because I think it's a neat thing. Now I'm just going to stop the share for a moment because sometimes when I paste in something from the internet into my share screen on Zoom, it knocks me out of Zoom. So I'm going to take that out and I'll put it here. And then I can show you guys this. Yeah, it fit nicely. So here's what it looks like. This is a beautiful thing to put into your research paper. You could put that right there. You could say, according to the Vietnam average monthly temperatures, this is by Climate Vietnam. It's a website. You could actually show January to December temperature totals, and you could use that as quantitative research. Again, quantitative means how much. Show us data. Show us numbers. Whereas qualitative, it can be professors just arguing about history, you know. All right. So nice work, Tintin. You got that. Methods, quantitative, qualitative, methodology is what it's called. There's one more left, and I want to pick one more student who can do this. Let me see. You begin to, let me see. Methods are, okay, this one here, let's see. I want to pick another student. And we had Ellis, we have Tron, are you there? Tron, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Tron, after you give your methods, and of course, this might seem kind of easy, but from these 5 words, what goes next after you talk about how you're going to do your research?
Can you say it one more time?
Okay, so we did introduction, literature review. Now we just have results and discussion. So the question for number 4, what should number 4 be? Results or discussion?
I think it's discussion. Results.
Results, yeah, that's good. Nice. Results. So we'll put results there. Results are, what did your research find? Especially for that quantitative research, you guys. And I wrote for the results here. I put a note down here for results. Okay, so for the results, kind of interesting. The results. There's your literature review. well, I don't have it here, but I made a note for the results. Listen, for the results, it's okay if your research was not successful, right? You can say, well, I was looking for the answer to this problem, but I couldn't find it. It wasn't, the results weren't good, right? So it's okay to be honest and say, you know, my results weren't okay to the professor. They won't punish you or anything. It just means that the results weren't quite what you expected. Very good. Alice, are you there?
Yes.
Alice, what do you think is the last one?
Finally, you can provide evidence.
Well, evidence would probably be here in the results. Let me give you a hint. It's up here in this part here, Alice. So we did methods, results, and there's one more.
Listen,
Yeah, discussion. Now this one's really weird because you guys, maybe you're thinking, this would be discussions. You provide a discussion. You know, you think of discussion as verbal, discussing things with somebody, like in our Zoom classes, right? But discussion is like where you're almost talking to yourself. You're discussing things amongst yourself. It's your discussion of what happened with your findings. And I wrote honestly state some shortcomings or disappointments. Like you could say, I was trying to find the answer to this, but my own results show that this wasn't very a very good argument. I actually did that for my paper one time, my most recent paper. I said it was quite different than I had thought. I was honest about it. The idea is to be honest. You could say it wasn't, the thing that I was researching didn't turn out to be what I wanted it to be, right? So remember I showed you that rainfall in Ho Chi Minh City. I thought the rain would go up and up the last 20 years. It didn't. It actually stayed the same. So if I was trying to say that there's more rain in Ho Chi Minh City because of climate change, at the end of the paper, I would say, I honestly can say there has been no change in the amount of rain in Ho Chi Minh City. That's just being honest about it, you guys. Okay. Next, let me read this one here. So remember in lesson 7, we focused on the literature review that was actually about a work of American literature on the Underground Railroad novel, where we had to describe in a qualitative style all the background details of the novel about Black people escaping North before the American Civil War in 1861. And one of those was post-imperial critique, which comes from Marxist scholarship. So post-imperial critique would be after the French left Vietnam, what happened to Vietnamese society? And if somebody wrote a novel about that, a character, then you could say, this novel takes place in the 1950s after the French leave Vietnam. That would be post-imperial critique, and as part of Marxist scholarship. America would be race relations because the Black people were slaves when they escaped. So hopefully we can locate about 3 to 5 good quality sources to support what we need to say in a qualitative paper of about 5 pages long on a topic. The 3 to 5 sources are the literature about the topic. Now remember, literature is not novel or short story or poem. It just means what other researchers have written about this. So there might be some confusion, but literature here does not mean actual American or Vietnamese novel literature. It simply means what professional reviewers or university professors have written about a topic. This is part of the peer review. Now I wrote this in, let me check with Ruyoko, is this Vietnamese translation okay here? For peer review, it says Dang Gia Negang Hang. Does that sound like a good Google translation? A peer review. Let's see, or we could ask, who else reads? Tintin, do you read Vietnamese?
Sometimes.
Does this peer review, it's kind of college level, does that make sense? Dang Gia Negang Hang.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Let's ask Mr. Elvin too. Hey, Elvin, what do you think of peer review? Is this a good translation from Google?
I
Yes,
think so.
teacher.
Yeah. So what that means, peer just means an expert, like a genius in the field, all right? So you try to find 3 sources and you say, this professor at Ho Chi Minh, the National University of Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh, he said this about the topic. And so you trust his opinion because there's a lot of facts to support it. So that's what peer review is called, right? Now, do you know what's really tough about a research paper, you guys? Is you have to give it to a professor in college who is actually recognized as an expert in some area. In my case, it was history. So he and another guy actually peer reviewed my paper. It makes you really nervous because your paper has to be really strong if they accept it. So they accepted my paper. So I'm happy about that. But the whole process was very stressful. It took about 2 years to write my paper on climate change. And so you have to accept that your work is going to be peer reviewed by geniuses, you guys, right? But for you guys who are all secondary students, that won't come for a long time. So and then I think you might be the university student. So, okay. Let's see. This one, I'll tell you what. This one, Elvin, can you read this blue box here? It's kind of an important thing.
Last week I mentioned that students and teachers have taken over the past year that secondary classroom size in Vietnam can be quite large with 35 to 50 students. So it might be difficult to have a private individual meetings with your teacher to ask about outline. On the university side, the class size can be smaller, especially for graduate schools course. And this is where you can show your outline to your professor and ask them if your work is covering all the important points about a research topic. Generally, the professors can make helpful suggestions. Although some professor can be a little strict with their criticism of your work, and this might make you discouraged.
Yeah, discouraged. Yeah, a little bit too discouraged. My professor was really difficult for my first outline I gave him. That's why I put that in there. Now, was it Ruyoko or someone else? You were talking about this JSTOR. I was really impressed that you know that because that's like college level writing, JSTOR. Ruyoko, was that you? You knew this research engine called Justor?
I think so.
Someone mentioned it, and I said, that's really good because it's good. Springer, I don't like because you have to pay for it. It's kind of, they want money for subscription, but Justor is free. Let me show you what Justor looks like, you guys. I used to use this. I don't know if it's still available for free because some of these search engines, they start asking for money. So let me share the screen and I'll show a Google search for this.
You need the
Justor,
money.
yes, they want the money because the professors who write these articles, yeah, so this says login. I don't even think I can log in anymore because this was my old, yeah, through your institution means your college, log in for a good search. I don't know if they'll let me do it. It was so long ago. Let me see. No, let me go back, you guys. This is not quite what I wanted. Let me just see if I can do Justor Home. So you have to create an account. And what you get with this is Justor is you get all these articles, right? Like, let's get this one, someone wrote a lot about immigrants coming to America. These are just examples. I mean, this research thing is really huge. And so I don't know. Let me see what other images they have. A lot of things, images, but I won't log in because I honestly don't know if I can still log in. It was on my university thing 5 years ago. I haven't logged in about 3 years, you guys. So I honestly don't know if I can still go to Justor and log in. I'm kind of laughing because it brings back a lot of good memories and bad memories. Good memories because Justor is so fast in finding good sources, you guys. Now listen, for your papers for high school, secondary school, if you just want to read what's called the abstract of an article, Abstract means what's going to happen in the article. Abstract. So it saves you so much time. It says what the professors found and what they didn't find, and then you can use that to support your paper. Okay. So then there's Springer. For our practice sessions, just read the abstract. Okay. So let's see what this outline is. What's called comprehensive, everybody. It has a lot of information in it, comprehensive. So if we do an outline for homework, you guys, it doesn't have to be this comprehensive. This has a lot of information. And I got this for the business students, V and Kevin and a couple of others. They're business people. So hopefully they can see tonight's teaching notes. It's exploring Vietnam's emerging tourism industry, opportunities and challenges in a globalized market. So let me have one of you guys read, because reading this is kind of important for you. Let's say, Alice, would you like to read again?
Okay.
Okay, Alice, can you read the introduction here? It's all of the...
Introduction 1.1 Background Overview of Vietnam tourist industry and its growing importance in the global market. Key statistics on recent growth trends. Visitor numbers, contribution to GDP. 1.2 Problem statement. Challenge Vietnam face in sustaining tourism growth, infrastructure, environment concerns, competitions. 1.3 Research objective to analyze the factor driving Vietnam's tourism growth, to examine challenges and opportunities in the industry, to explore sustainable strategies for the future. 1.4 Research questions. What factors have contributed the emergence of Vietnam as a global tourism destination? What are the key challenges in industry faces? How can Vietnam achieve sustainable tourism growth? 1.5 Significant study. Contribution to tourism policy development and
policy development. Oh, Alice went out. Okay, so she'll come back, I hope. And the significance of the study. You guys, this last one is probably the most important thing. The significance of the study is like, why is your research paper important, right? Now, again, for secondary students, it doesn't have to be this comprehensive, so many points here. Like, let me just take this here, and I'm going to copy and paste this below in our notes. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go down here, and then we'll just show you what you can take out and what you can leave, because I don't want to give you guys so much work. As long as you begin thinking about this. So introduction, background, overview of Vietnam's tourism and its growing importance. This is good. Key statistics. Yeah, you could put this all in your introduction. Problem statement. So let me see, how would this look? Okay, if I take out this first line, the overview. I know from other students that Vietnam's tourism industry is growing very much. So I would say the background. Since the ending of the pandemic in 2023, Vietnam's tourism numbers have grown substantially. Key statistics, I don't know this, but we could get this from Google. I'm just gonna write recent data shows a 20% increase in tourism compared with 2019 shortly before the pandemic. Now, I keep mentioning the pandemic, you guys, COVID pandemic, because the numbers for tourism just completely dropped all over the places. So when we do this kind of research, we have to talk before pandemic and then after the pandemic ended. So that's why I did ending and then 2019 before the pandemic, right? Problem statement: challenges facing in sustaining tourism growth, infrastructure, environmental concerns, competition. Okay, so competition for tourism remains high in Southeast Asia. Vietnam's chief competitors in this area include the Philippines, Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand. I think those are the big challengers. Okay. Research to analyze the factors driving Vietnam's. This is fine. Okay. I can just say Gulf, beach resorts, highland trekking, immersion in indigenous cultures. Cuisine means food, you guys. Okay, so those are some factors that people from around the world are interested in. Golf, beach resorts, amusement parks. Let's put amusement parks too here. You guys are interesting. Amusement parks, highland trekking, immersion in indigenous cultures. Cuisine is the delicious food. So I know the answers there. To examine challenges and opportunities in the industry, challenges such as water usage in water intensive areas. And all this means is that they use a lot of water. Okay? To explore sustainable strategies for the future, ecotourism. And that means the tourists don't mind if you ask them to use less water. Research questions: what factors have contributed to the, okay, so this one, I would say this one is qualitative, you guys. Okay. Key challenges. The sensitive ecosystems, like if people go to the beach and they want to go snorkeling or scuba diving, they might damage the beautiful coral. Also, if people put oil or cream protection from the sun, if they go diving in the local ocean beaches, that can damage the fish and the coral growth. Okay. How can it achieve sustainable growth? This one I honestly do not know. Okay. I'll tell you what, would you guys like to find the answer to this question? Let's put this in Google, right? How can Vietnam achieve sustainable growth. We can do that right here to show you how to go about a really good research. Okay, so I share this and I'm going to put this here. And I see if there's a paper. How can Vietnam sustain tourism growth? Let me see, what is the full question? I just want to be sure it's achieve sustainable tourism growth. This is the question that was put in the outline. So generating Vietnam. Okay, these are just key points. I don't know, this would help you with your paper, everyone, but what we want on this is we want actual, I mean, you can take this, but when you have to put this as a source, it might not be a very good source, right? So what if we went to this source here, and you guys can actually see there's Vietnamese in this source. And so this is probably going to be a good source. Let's see if it's written by somebody. Well, these are actually conference notes. So if you wanted to use this, you could use this as a conference note. You can actually see what's written there. This would be an excellent source to use, but make sure you get teachers, get professors' names or people who wrote this. And so if you say, well, who wrote this? You have this name of the chairman of Vietnam Authority for Tourism, and his name is Mr. Ha Van Su. And so here's the guy's name. You could actually quote this guy in your paper, all right? So this has some really good information here. So I'm going to take this because I don't know the answer to this question, and I think I can probably find the answer right here from this international conference on tourism in Vietnam. I'm going to take that out here and I'm going to put it back into the thing. And I honestly don't know, but I think we could put it in here as a source. There, that's a pretty good source, you guys. That should work well. All right. All right, so let's stop there because there's just so much information, right? Now, what I want to ask you guys is, what would you be interested in researching? Let's spend the next 15 minutes. I'll talk to Ellis and Elvin and Pham and Ryoko and Tintin. Ellis, what are you interested in? Do you want to continue writing what you wrote about last week because it was a really good paper?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, Ellis, because I said on that one, just put a conclusion. So Ellis, let's do something kind of funny. I hope you like this, all right? So I want to help Ellis here. Ellis already has this like research paper she's been working on, and it's going really well because I can see the work you've done on it is really good work, Ellis. So I'm going to go to your paper again one more time, and it's a document here. This is Ellis, yeah. Okay, let me close this one. And okay, so Ellis, what I'm going to do right now, oh, 1 second, I got the wrong paper. I got the other Ellis. I'm always confusing you guys. I got the wrong Ellis in the other class. Okay, let's see. We have Ellis there. Okay, and here we go. Ellis, I'm going to try this. I've never tried this before, but let's see if we can do this. Now, this isn't cheating, it's just, we'll think of this as an experiment, Ellis, right? So Ellis, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to my chat GPT, and then I'm going to take a new topic here. And chat GPT is always so friendly. What can I help you with? I'm going to say, can you change this essay into an outline? So Ellis, let's see if we can put your essay into an outline to see how it looks using ChatGPT. Because this is what you want to use. It might be a lot of work to go back and make this all into an outline. So let's see if chat can help us.
Yeah.
Hey, chat. Oh, what do you think, Ellis? Would you like to read it? With introduction, negative impact, negative effects, conclude. Hey, Ellis, this is pretty good. Do you like this?
Yeah.
All right, you can use this. So let me give that also, since you get this like outline that's already been done for you, Tintin and Ryoko and An, if you like this style, you could use ChatGPT to create your outline. I mean, to be honest, outlines are kind of difficult to do. If you want to take a previous paper that you have written in school or for this course, you could put it through the outline for your homework if you guys like to do that. I mean, it will save you so much time. Just copy and paste this then here. Ellis, the only thing I would say is if you do your introduction, then let me take this out and I'm going to paste it back into our notes. Okay, so I'm going to stop this share and I'm going to paste this back into our main notes for tonight's class. And there is one thing we have to put in here, Ellis, that's kind of important. It's the research and part and methodology. So all you're really missing in this is the research and methodology. So the introduction's fine. You've done your introduction there. And then Ellis, you could write here, it will be literature review. And then you could just write, I used these 3 sources for points 2, 3, and 4. I chose point 2. I chose point 2 because, and then we'll say dot, 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 dot. I chose point 3 because dot, 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 dot. And I chose point 4 because dot, 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 dot. Okay. Now, Ellis, if you have to do methodology, let's do okay. I would say physical, mental, and Ellis, I put sociological health here because down here you mentioned bullying and personal relationships, romantic relationships and bullying, stuff like this. So it's kind of important that you put sociological. It's like how people work in society, right? And then your discussion, Ellis, your discussion is actually points 2, 3, and 2 and 3. This is what Ruyoko said. These are the main topics. So your main topics are 2 and 3 right there. All right. Nice work, Ellis. It's looking like you're almost done and you'll have a real research paper ready for you when you finish this course. Are you happy? Remember, any work we do in class, you guys, save it for your regular secondary school. Let me see if Tintin is still here. Tintin, are you here? Hello, Tintin. Tintin, are you there? Hey, Tintin. All right, tell you what, Ruyoko, are you here? Mr.
Yes,
Ruyoko.
teacher.
Ruyoko, let me go to your work and try that chat GPT trick. Now you guys might be saying, hey teacher, why are you giving us chat GPT? Because you guys have already done the main research for papers that you might like to write. And so why write a outline now when you can have the work done for you, right? So you only have to complete 1 or 2 things for your final assignment next week. Does that sound like a good thing? All right, let's see. We have Mr. Ruyoko. Wait. Academic 3, where are you? Okay, we have Ellis, homework. Ruyoko, I'm trying to find your checked work for you. Let me go to the Zalo file to get your thing here. Ruyoko, you were one of the first people. Ruyoko, yeah, you did glowing things, right? Bioluminescence. which I thought was really interesting, Ryoko, because I actually had to give a lecture about that in the Taipei school, high school, secondary school. Students were really lazy in that class.
Wow.
And the thing that I liked is when I did this topic, Ryoko, then they became really interested in it. That was very frustrating because some of the students were very intelligent. They were just, it was the last class of the day and they were very lazy for the biology teacher, Cindy and I. We really worked hard. All right, Ryoko, here it is, bioluminescence. Excellent work. We're going to take this. And let me just take out this comment though, because if I put that comment in Chat GPT, it might say, what is this? This makes no sense, right? But this is a great paragraph, Ryoko. Let me make sure I take away all those. Yeah, this too. As you notice, this week I put your comments in red next to it because this was nice work, Ryoko. All right, Ryoko, we take this and we go like this. And let's go back to our chat. And we have, hey, where's my Chat GPT? There it is. Okay, here we go. Time to do the magic AI. And I write, can you provide an outline for this essay? And then I put quotation marks so that it knows what the actual work is that you're going to use here for an outline. And it's bioluminescence, which is an amazing topic. And here we go. Very nice. All right, Ryoko, I want you to look at this outline, see if you like it. It's up to you. Let's see, the chat is from, thank you, teacher. Onset. Magic, says Ryoko. Hey, Magic, Mr. Ryoko Magic, can you read this outline for me and tell me if you like it? Where is the Ryoko? What happened to our Ryoko? Hey, Ryoko, are you there? Yeah. Do you think this is a good outline of your work? You can use chat if you're having microphone problems, Ryoko. Ryoko, just remember though, if I paste this into our notes for tonight's class, just remember that you'll have to put a literature review and a literature review and a methodology thing in your work. That's important. If I can find my original notes, one moment, please. Okay, and I'm gonna paste it in now, and we'll call this Ryoko's outline. Let's see, and we have about 5 minutes left, so there should be no problem. Okay. Magic time. All right, Ryoko, do you see this? It says the main point's a beautiful outline. It does your introduction, but here, Ryoko, if you could do a literature review using A source, B source. Try to use 3 sources. And this could be anything that you found on Google to help you, right? Methodology. Probably Ryoko qualitative. That would be fine. And then Ryoko, remember what I told Ellis, your discussion is actually right there. It's already in there. Discussion is 2, how many did you do, Ryoko? You did 2, 3, and 4. Nice, nice, nice. So points 2, 3, and 4 are your discussion, Ryoko. Okay. And then you already did a conclusion. So nice conclusion, Ryoko. Your conclusion's right there. Nice work. Your work is kind of done for you, Ryoko. You can go easy on the homework this week. All right.
I'll try.
Yeah, no, you're almost done. All you really have to do for the homework, Ryoko, is find 3 sources about bioluminescence that support each main topic that you wrote about in 2, 3, and 4, right? All right, we have about 2 minutes left. So does everyone understand the homework? If you've already written, Elvin, something that you really like, and Ryoko and An, then just put it through the outline, or you can do the outline yourself if you want to challenge yourself with some good work. It's good work to do, but to make things quicker, you could use ChatGPT and then see if you like what it has to say. Remember, this is your original work, so you didn't ask the AI search engine to do the work for you. You actually already did the research. So please don't feel like you're cheating or anything, right? Even though it seems like magic, right? Okay, any questions from everybody?
No.
Pretty good. Did you learn something interesting, Ryoko? Did you learn some good stuff?
Yeah.
Methodology, big sounding word. It just means how did you do this research project, right? So you want to give a response that sounds pretty intelligent. Ellis, did you learn some good stuff about this outline tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, some of the words like methodology, qualitative, quantitative, these sound like really big words, but when you break them down, they're actually kind of easy. Qualitative means a general discussion amongst the scientists and what they had to say. Quantitative means you yourself are going to do the research, or someone else did it using temperatures and stuff, right? So research, when you first hear about it in college, you guys, it sounds like unbelievably challenging. Like this is going to be hard, but the more you work with it, it actually becomes kind of easy. Some of it does, right? Especially using all these Google and ChatGPT search engines. I think I told you guys the story like 45 years ago when I had to write these papers for high school. And then in college 30 years ago, we actually had to go to the library and find paper books to support our research. And these papers took so long. We get so tired doing them. Now you can sit at your desktop, and one afternoon you can find 3 really good sources for a 5-page paper. It makes it so much easier, everybody. Okay, so for your homework, just provide us with an outline, okay? Let me say goodbye to Ellis. Great class, Ryoko, Alvin. An, great to see you in class. Tintin also. We'll see you guys next week, our final lesson, and we'll have an outline ready for us, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, Fam. Take care, Ryoko. I hope you feel, Tintin, I hope you feel better. Take care.
Goodbye,
Thanks.
teacher. Have a great night.
Thanks, Ryoko. I'm going to enjoy a free day tomorrow.